Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. Welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. My name is Gina Pike. I am so happy that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be talking about a project that I've been talking about for 3 weeks now, 3 different videos, and I will be having another, like a little bit of an announcement, or a couple of announcements, and I think that's what today will be. The project I'll be talking about, of course, is the Romi Hill Spring 2021 Mystery Shawl Knit Along, and this is clue 4 of 5. So we are almost to the end. If you do not want to see what this shawl looks like, if you're knitting this and you want to keep it a mystery, don't watch this video. You might want to stop because I'm about to show you what clue 4 looks like. I do have 3 other videos, clues 1, 2, and 3. I'll link them in the description box below if you want to go watch them before you watch this one or after you watch this one. If you just watch them, I'm very appreciative of any time you watch any of my videos, so thank you. I have been showing the new stitches that have been being introduced with each clue, and for this clue, there are actually no new stitches being introduced. I think we have gotten to the point where we know all the stitches that we are going to be using. I do have one little tip that I'm going to put at the end that could be helpful if you are knitting this shawl, or if you are knitting any shawl, and I'll explain that when we get there. So let's go ahead and get into this clue. This is the Romi Hill Shawl, Spring Shawl Mystery Knit Along, clue 4. And as you can see, we've knitted more of this color. When we did last week, clue 3, we were like about right in here where we had these little ornaments in the second color. So we had 2 charts where we did another chevron. And looky here. She is bringing in a lace leaf motif that is going throughout the shawl, and you know me, I love lacy leaves. Woo! I'm so excited. And one of the things she said as well is that this is one of her favorite stitch patterns. So I actually have something in common with Romi Hill. Ah, so exciting. Anyway, I love the look of this. Let me pull it back so you guys can get a picture of it. If you remember, clue 1 was about to right here where these flower stalks were, then clue 2, clue 3, just a little bit adding the color too, and then this is clue 4. 2 charts, we did 2 charts all in color 2, and just a bunch of lace, chevron lace, everything repeating, lining up. This is like a reverse leaf ornament, and then we got the leaf coming out of this as well. If you can see that, if I hold it still, maybe you'll be able to see it. Looks like there might be another leaf coming here to finish up the border, which next week, clue 5 is the last clue of this shawl. So, let me show you up a little bit closer, a little bit still, maybe without me behind it. And that's what these look like. I think it's just beautiful. I love this yarn I'm using. It has a little bit of the pink in the beige, so that brings out the pink of the main color, or color 1. And then just so pretty. Beautiful design. One other thing, I don't know if you guys know about Romi Hill Shawls, on her clues, she has like a little poem right here on each clue, and it's supposed to help you, like you read each one each week, because this is a mystery. At the end, it's supposed to help you realize what the name of the shawl will end up being. I'll read these to you, and maybe you can guess below what you think that she's going to name her shawl. Let's see. Clue 1 says, hidden inside, away from the world, no eyes to see. Then clue 2 said, warmth spreading, slumber interrupted, earth awakening. Clue 3 said, crisp breeze, a soothing song, the scent of rain. And then clue 4 said, moving outward, tender shoots, leaves stretching. So to me it sounds like spring awakening. I know she has a shawl called Spring Forth, which is one of my favorite, one of her designs, but it sounds like spring awakening, with the leaves in the design and the buds opening up. Spring of flowers, flowers of spring. I don't know. What do you guys think it's going to be? We'll get one more clue next week, and then she'll tell us. So put your best guesses in the comments below. Also, right now, I'm going to be moving into. It's not really it is a stitch, but it's not something that is required. So if you guys aren't interested in that, you can stop the video here. I do appreciate you guys watching and letting me share this clue 4 with you. It is a little bit shorter type of a video since there weren't any new stitches, and it is a shorter clue. And then we're going to be finishing up next week. But one other thing also, just on this clue as well, I forgot to mention, is that all the wrong side rows are purled except for the edge stitches. So that makes this clue move a lot faster as well, because you're just, when you get on the wrong side row, you knit through the back loop twice and purl, and the edges are knit, the back's purled, and a lot of shawls do that, edges a little different in a different stitch to keep them from curling. So especially with stockinette, because stockinette is, you know, you knit the front side, purl the back. Well, the back side's being purled here, so it's making like a stockinette stitch type. So to prevent the edges from curling, you put the knit stitches on there. Does that make sense? Okay. If it doesn't, put comments below and I'll try to address it a little bit more detail. Okay, so the one thing I wanted to mention is that when you do make a shawl like this, sometimes when you're trying to block, the stitch along this edge has been a knit front and back and front stitch, and it's not something it's not super stretchy, and some people have been wondering about how do you make this open up to block, especially if you're like a tight knitter and you're not having a lot of movement in this. And one of the things that was suggested is that you can add a yarn over at the beginning of each one of your rows to give you a little bit more yarn at the edges, and that just helps it open up a little bit more. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that in this little clip, and it should help. You can start anywhere in the shawl. You don't have to start at the very beginning. If you're having this issue, you can start it right now on the row that you're on. Just follow what I say in the clip, because it can get confusing if you don't mark those stitches where you add the yarn over. You'll think you've messed up and you have too many stitches. So just make sure you mark those stitches if you do add a yarn over. But here's how you do it. I'll insert that clip now. Stitches for clue number 4. There's really not anything new on the chart for this clue. Let me just show you this a little bit. You can see these are all kind of the same stitches I've already explained. So go check out the other videos if you are not sure about how to do any of these stitches. There is one thing I do want to talk about, just as a little tip. If you are having trouble with your edges, feel like they're getting a little too cramped, one thing that you can do before you start your row is you can add a yarn over at the very beginning of your row. Like you would start the first stitch on this next row is a knit front, back, front stitch. But you saw how I put a yarn over before it, so I have, here's my knit front, back, front, but I did a yarn over before. When I'm going to mark that with a marker, if I can find them here. And then when I come around on the wrong side, I'm going to drop that yarn over just so that I can give my yarn a little bit more room to expand. I'm going to mark this stitch with one of these little markers to help me realize that that's just an extra yarn over it. It's not a stitch I need to be worried about why I have an extra stitch. And when I come back on the wrong side, I'm just going to drop that stitch so that like I said, it'll give me a little bit extra room. You can do it on both ends, but I'd highly suggest putting a marker like this, a stitch marker, so that helps you remember, oh yeah, that was an extra stitch, I need to drop it, so that you don't think you have an extra stitch and are trying to figure out where did that come from. So anyway, you go on knitting the rest of your row, and when I get back to the end, I'll show you how I just dropped that stitch. I'm on the other side where I added that yarn over, and I want to show you how this works. The last 2 stitches on this row are knit through the back loop. You can see I have that last stitch flagged because that's to remind me that it's the yarn over I added, it's not an actual stitch. When you get to that stitch, you're just going to drop it off the needles, and I'm going to undo that marker, stretch it out, and it's going to give you a little extra room, a little extra yarn in that area, so when you block it's not going to be so stiff. And that's how you add a little extra yarn to your edges, by adding a yarn over and then dropping it on the other side. I think that now that we've watched that, I think it's a genius way to add more stretch to your shawl. I did not do it all the whole time. I think I did it on a few rows here and there. When I get to blocking this, I may wish I had done it the whole time, but you can do this to any shawl that you're knitting. That's why I wanted to mention this, because you guys may not be making this shawl, but if you're making a shawl and you're finding that the edges feel a little tight, you're worried about it blocking, and so you can do that with that design. It doesn't matter what design you're working on. Just make sure you don't forget that that is an extra yarn over, and just drop it at the end. There are not a lot of new stitches in this Clue 4, but I did want to show you something. There are a lot of yarn overs, and sometimes you will inevitably miss a yarn over, and that's what I've done here. I want to show you. I got to the end of this section and I realized I was a stitch short, so I looked at the next section and at the chart, and I'm supposed to have a yarn over right here before the last stitch, which I don't have. You can see this, I have a yarn over here. I do not have a yarn over here. Let me undo this stitch so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is just a knit 2 together. So this is the last 3 stitches in this section. So you can see I'm missing a yarn over between these 2 stitches to make me have the right stitch count. So I'm going to show you how to pick it up so you don't have to undo anything. If you are missing a yarn over, do not sweat it. And yes, oops, my yarn's a little splitty. Hold on, let me redo that. Yes, I've already knitted the wrong side row, so I'm 2 rows after my yarn over, but you can still do this. What you want to do is when you skip a yarn over and you've already knitted the wrong side row, you're going to go down 2 ladders here. So you can see there's 1 ladder here. This is the first ladder, and this is the second ladder. This is where you would have done the yarn over originally, is with this second ladder below. Then the next ladder is where you do the wrong side row. So you pick this up with a crochet hook, that's what I do, and then I purl the stitch by pulling that second ladder through, and it makes, then I put it on my needle, and there's my yarn over that I missed, and it looks just like what I did if I had knitted it. Like, it looks just like that stitch there. If you accidentally twist it, say like you want the right leg to be in front, the left leg to be in back, see, that's what it's looking like. If it's twisted, you can just easily twist it, but I didn't have to undo any row, I didn't have to undo anything. I just, where I was supposed to have the yarn over, I just picked it up and did it. And that's a beautiful thing, a good thing to know when you are knitting lace, because missing a yarn over is one of the most common mistakes you can make. I make it all the time. I just made it, and I just wanted you guys to see it so that and see how easy it is to fix it without having to undo any of your knitting. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them down below. Let's see. I think that's all I have to share this week. Like I said, next week will be, on the shawl. Next week will be the last clue. I'll try to just do the last clue and present the finished shawl in its finished format. I think that's probably what I'll do. We'll just have to see how it goes. Sometimes I plan to do that, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So we just have to be a little flexible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are new here and want to subscribe to my channel, if you like knitting and crochet and live chat sometimes, like talking about what you're working on, I like to do those type of videos. Please subscribe. We would love to have you here with us as part of our family. We're a very chatty family, we support each other, and we like knowing what you're working on and encourage you to chat and interact with us, and we support you, and we would love to have you here with us. If you are a person who has been here a while, a member of my family, thank you. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're watching this video today. Thank you for always being here and supporting me. For you guys, I know several of you guys are watching my videos to help me get my watch hours up. Thank you. That means the world to me. You guys rock. You guys are amazing. I am seeing my watch hours going up, and I appreciate that so much. So thank you so much for doing that. And I just love you guys to death. You guys are awesome. And that you guys are the reason why I'm here. If I didn't have any of you here, I wouldn't do it. Nobody would be watching my videos. I would just be like, why am I talking to a camera? Nobody watches this. So you guys are the reason I'm here. Thank you so much. And I hope that you all have a lovely day, the rest of your day. I will see you guys all next time, very, very soon. Thank you.